As a national capital, Jakarta is very dense city. You can say Jakarta is center of everything, such as economy, government, industry. They are all in Jakarta. Jakarta is center of everything, but it doesn't mean Jakarta is good city. Jakarta has a very high level of traffic jam and pollution, and Jakarta also threatened with the land of Jakarta is sinking every year. So the government has a solution, namely IKN. Welcome to College Vlog. Learn about IKN. So, what's IKN? IKN, called Ibu Kota Nusantara, is the future capital of Indonesia, replacing Jakarta. IKN has three main goals. The first one is a symbol of the national identity. The second one is a sustainability city in the world, and the last one is to driving Indonesian economic in the future. IKN's location is very strategic because IKN located in the middle of Indonesia. IKN has two supporting cities around IKN, like Samarinda City and the Balikpapan City. And IKN locations have such complete infrastructure like ports, airports, road and toll road, and etc. And the government has land control of IKN, so the development of IKN can be good. And the last one is IKN has a minimal risk of the natural disaster. So, how can we build IKN? Build a new capital city is a large project. So, as a civil engineer, we need some survey. Topographic survey will identify and measure the land counter, river, and the natural feature in this area. And the topographical survey is so very important and be useful to building road, building, and other infrastructure. Geotechnical survey. Geotechnical survey will help understanding the nature and the quality of the soil, and this survey is so very important because with this information we can preventing structural damage in the future. Hydrological survey. Hydrological survey will examine the rainwater pattern, the flooding, the river chains, and this information is so important because with this information we can build a dam, the water resource, we can determine asphalt what we use in the road, and we can build drainage and many more. Environmental survey. Environmental survey will help understanding the project impact from the surrounding ecosystem, like the air and the water quality.
Survey equipment. To do that survey, we will need some survey equipment. The first is total station and theodolite. This tool is used in topographic surveys to measure vertical and horizontal angles, distance, and coordinates of points on the ground surface. The second one is GPS, Global Positioning System. GPS is used to determine the geographic coordinates of points on the ground. It is very useful in topographic surveys, land surveys, and road surveys. Surveying software. Surveying software is used to process survey data, create maps, and produce analysis results. Terrestrial laser scanner. This tool is used to scan objects or areas in 3 dimensions, creating highly detailed digital models of the physical environment. The methods. To do this survey, we will use some methods. Conventional topographic survey. For very large areas, conventional topographic surveys are slower but are still relevant, especially if high accuracy is required. Field surveyors will use total stations or other tools to measure the elevation and coordinates of points on the field. Mapping with UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle. Using drones or UAV with cameras equipped with photogrammetric mapping technology. This method makes it possible to take large amounts of aerial image and then process them into topographic maps and high-resolution imagery. Light detection and ranging. Light detection and ranging is a highly accurate mapping technology that uses laser pulse to measure the distance to the ground. It can provide very detailed topographic data for the large areas. However, this can also be an expensive method. GPS, Global Positioning System, uses high-level GPS stations or high-accuracy GPS receivers to measure coordinates of points on the ground. It can be used in conjunction with UAV and LiDAR surveys to ensure high accuracy. Hydrological survey. Hydrological survey methods are used to collect data about water flow, water quality, and other hydrological characteristics in an area. The following are some commonly used hydrological survey methods: in situ monitoring, telemetry system, geographic information system, and hydrology modeling.
So for the data, what we need to have are the topographical data, the geotechnical data, the hydrological data, the weather and the climate data, and the last one is the environmental data. From the data that we have, we can produce the following outputs. There are topographic maps, geotechnical maps, hydrological maps, environmental maps, 3D modeling of geology, climate and weather modeling, spatial planning and infrastructure, and the last one is disaster risk estimations. For the survey of these projects, we estimate the 2 months of the survey. And to do the roadway projects, we estimate for 1 year. To carry out the new city developments of this city, we have determined the following people. Project manager. An experienced lead, the project manager is a key to figure out of these projects. They will leading these projects and oversees all the aspect of the projects. It will manage the team, budgets, and the schedule. Civil engineers. For this project, we need 10 civil engineers that will be needed to plan and manage the physical of infrastructure such as roads, the bridge, and the drainage. Geotechnical engineers. 5 geotechnical experts will assist in foundation planning and handling the geotechnical problems. Hydrologists. 5 hydrologists will manage the related aspect of water and include the drainage systems and the flood controls. Surveyor. A team of surveyors contain 30 people, and they will conduct the field surveys to measure and mapping the topographic details. Architects. 10 architects will design the building that contains in that city. Environmental expert. 5 environmental experts will manage the environmental impacts and the sustainability strategies.
In building a capital from an area that's still forestry, of course we have priority to do this project. We are prioritizing opening road and building road. Why? Because with the road we can easily mobilize from the city to other city. So where we start from? Our first step is to do feasibility study to ensure that building a new capital city is the right decision. And after that we will do survey to check the soil condition, the geological condition, the hydrological condition, and the environment condition. We can use the data to build a simple infrastructure such as road, bridge, drainage, and many more. The efficient transportation also important to the city. We are planning network of roads, trains, and public transport. The final stage is to start the construction and building process.